Start. It's 11 o'clock. Welcome, everybody. Don't get too frightened by seeing just a few people here. Not everybody who starts their study comes to the orientation, right? So you are the very, very efficient students. So that's the reason that there's only a few here. So what we're going to do is we're going to talk to you today about our communication program as such. So the kinds of courses that we offer as part of that program. And there's two coordinators in this program. One of them is me, Bachelor of Media and Communication, so the undergraduate communication program. And the other one is Dr. Lisa Harrison, who takes care of the postgrads in communication. So we're going to introduce that, so it's good for you to kind of know what the whole program is like. So before we start, we want to pay our respects to the Aboriginal people whose lands we are on, and we honor their elders past, present, and emerging. So you probably already have this. This is basically to log in to the system, right? And so we have, just to start us going, a question. So if you can join the Slido and answer this question. So you've all chosen to study media and communication. So why? Which areas excite you the most? Yeah, this is also for everybody. If anybody's online, we don't yet know. We haven't been able to find if we have an actual list of people, but there could be some people online who can also join in this. For the online people, they can use that to ask questions. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so people can also use this Slido to ask in questions. If you're in the room, of course, you can just ask us, but if anybody's online, or even if you want to prefer to type something, you can use that. Lots of media, you see, that's part of being a media and communication person. Okay, well, I think that can you go back to the names? Because I think this is actually quite interesting that you pick these three things there, because the way that we've designed our media and communication program is really to bring together kind of three main strands of study. So one is digital stuff. So that would involve, like, graphic design, digital content, social media. So both the kind of the creative aspects and the more professional aspects of digital media. The other strand is the more corporate business communication type. So public relations and corporate communication, organizational strategic communication, these kinds of things. And then we also have a few of our topics that are offered in business. So you do kind of marketing, consumer research, branding, and stuff like that. So all of these brought together really is what designs or creates our program. So it's interesting that you actually picked these.
They're in the right course then.
Yes, that's right. Yeah. It's reassuring. Okay, so we've got a few people here, so maybe just give us some background on you, who you are, what you've studied so far, if anything, why you're studying this course. Maybe we should pass this round, so make sure everybody here.
Yeah. So my name is Shaunak Mehendale. I'm from India. I'm an international student. So I have done my bachelor's in mass media and communications, and here for masters of digital communication. Yeah, yeah. I have done the assignment thing, I guess. The self introductory. Yeah, yeah.
I'm Holly. I haven't done any prior study to this besides a couple months at beauty school, and I'm doing this degree so I can get into motorsports content creation.
It is motorsports.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm Olivia. I just finished high school last year, so this will be my first year of study. And then I also want to get into motorsports in like the public. No, we just met. Yeah.
So is that a new trend, motorsports?
Well, we're both big Formula One fans. Which
Yeah.
we found out. My cousin's a professional race car driver, so I've sort of grown up around the track. So it's sort of been a real big part of my family and growing up. So got a big passion just for and I've always liked social media. So I just thought link the two of them, like the two areas I like.
Yeah. Well, sports media, sports online
Yeah,
content
sports
creation
as well.
is getting big. I've
Yes.
noticed
Yeah.
quite a few students coming through.
So 2023, I went to Singapore for the F1 in Schools World Finals, and I did like graphic design and managed our like social media and stuff. So since then, I've been like, I actually do want to work in a sort of like more of the STEM field. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, amazing. Sorry, what's your names?
Olivia.
And Holly.
You're Holly.
Olivia.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay, great. Oh yeah, I mean that'd be good. Let's start here.
Hello, my name's Lucy and I'm in my final year of my Masters of Media and Communications and really enjoyed the program. So yeah, if you have any questions or you want to get my very interesting perspective, yeah, feel free to ask questions.
So this is our student representative
Yes.
here, yeah, who's been around for a while, so we've kind of trained her.
Yeah.
Okay, you already saw me before. I'm Ana Diaz. Just think of Ana as the person that can help me out or can point me out to the person that can help you out. So, okay?
And Joe, do you want?
Hi everyone, my name's Jo Willis and I'm an enrolment and course advisor. I am normally located in the Humanities building. The best way to get in contact with someone like me is to submit an Ask Flinders request via dashboard, and you can ask any question that you're not sure about, anything at all, and it will go to the right person to help you out.
Yeah, so these are some very useful people that can give you advice from different perspectives. So especially Jo, I think you might kind of deal with her throughout your study because you know if you have questions or problems with your plan, your study plan, and where to enroll and how to change things around and so forth. This is really the person you'll be contacting. So what we have really basically in our next slides are just some information. Some of that you already know. If you presumably, given that you're so efficient, you probably already have a card, a student card, and all of those things. But this just gives you some ideas for those of you that may not be sure if you've done everything that you need to do to start your study. So enrolling and registering for classes, anybody have any questions about that? You've all found that? Okay. And because everybody got an ID card, so that's because that gives you access to places, right? Yeah. Okay, I think that if you have enrolled, basically, has anybody had any problems enrolling or registering? So you all know what you're doing this semester? Any questions about that? Here is your chance to ask them, to get some answers. No?
Enrolling in all your topics, registering in your classes, not yet?
Not really, because I just completed the 5-week intensive foundations. So I received an offer through that, but they're waiting till grades finalised for submissions to actually put me in the course. So I just got told to come today and
Okay, then level 2, you might find people that can help you enrolling and registering in your classes so you can have your timetable set. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
So what you will study, so presumably you have an idea of what your plan for the amount of time that you'll be here, whether it's a couple of years or 3 years or longer than that. This is what we offer at the moment. So we have the undergraduate, which is Bachelor of Media and Communication, and then a diploma of digital content creation, which I think is online, right?
Online and it's brand new.
And a Master of Digital Communication. So if we look at all of these, so if we start with the Bachelor, I noticed that I also brought some study plans, but you have the color one, so we'll use yours. If anybody wants if you have one of these, which is also the link over there on that slide takes you to these, but that's what it is. So that's just like a snapshot of what you will be studying. Or maybe just leave them here. So as you see, it's made up of some topics that are required, that you have to take, but you also have options for each year that you can choose. And so we teach some of these. So Lisa teaches the Comms 1004. I teach Link to 103, and then Comms 2000, and then the 30-year ones 3004 and 3005. Some, as you see, are the SCIMI, that's screen and media, and the VID, which is digital entertainment. So there's all the graphic design and screen kind of topics. And then there's also business ones like marketing and consumer behavior. And so you can see those 3 strands that we discussed earlier. Do you want to say anything?
Do you want to just talk about the elective, how they choose that?
Yeah, maybe you're the best person to talk about that.
Sure. So the elective is your choice for any topic that you meet the prerequisites for. There are on the course rule some suggested electives to make it a little bit easier, or if you're just looking for a little bit of direction, you can select from those. But if there's anything outside of that area, as long as you meet the prerequisites, you can enrol as an elective.
Great. So Jo, did you have the course plans for the other courses?
For all of them, yeah, she
Yeah,
had.
masters? Oh, cool. Okay.
So any questions about these? So obviously you take it year by year. You don't need to look ahead, but as long as you get an idea of how the whole course is organized and the kind of the philosophy behind it and the reasoning of having these kinds of topics within it.
So we don't have the masters up online. But the masters, it's really exciting actually, because in the first semester there's 2 new topics that I've been writing around diving deeper into that digital space. So when we talked before, you didn't mention sort of where you want to take your masters and what you want to do with it. And what was your name? How do you pronounce your name? again?
Shaunak, Shaunak. Yeah. So my keen interest in digital graphic designing, actually, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So basically, I have a hobby like painting and doing sculptures, and yeah. So I'm interested in that. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Yeah.
Excellent. So, yeah, do you have any questions about the master's program? No? Great. All right. Well, we can probably move on then.
Actually, this is the one, starting the first course, like new course. Yeah, brand new. Yeah.
Brand new. Yeah. So previously the masters, and Lucy can help you out with any questions as well, but it didn't have as much digital learning material, like with regards to digital communication. So that's where I've been, because I only started with Flinders 12 months ago as well, and I was actually in industry before that, so I ran my own communications agency. So I've come into, to bring some industry expertise. All right.
Okay, so about how we study, how we learn, we have a learning management system, LMS, which is basically what you use to study online. And we call that Flow, which is basically Flinders Learning Online. And the system we use, the platform is Canvas. So you probably all have seen that. So all your topics will be there. So they will all have a digital presence, an online presence. Even the ones that are face-to-face would have a website. So different coordinators and lecturers use this in a different way, but you should make sure that you kind of visit it often. You probably get, you get announcements through there, and you get resources and readings and stuff like that. So it's a kind of a very important meeting place for each of your topics. For scholarships, this is the information. So we do have scholarships. Be aware of that. You can check it out on the Flinders website. Safety is very important, and so this is some information about this, about any unacceptable behavior or any safety concerns. So make sure you have these numbers and emails, and don't hesitate to use these if you have any concerns about safety. We also have, if you're kind of around late, you can also get some support with people walking you to your car or wherever you're going around here. So there's stuff there. Oh, that's it here, yeah. So you can make use of that service as well. Any other kinds of well-being and support, sort of counseling and things like that is also very important. So even if at this stage you think you don't need any of that, make sure that you make a note of what is available. So you should really take advantage of all the services that are offered at Flinders and make sure that you know what they are.
Yeah, so I was explaining before, this is the Better You website. So this is like a place that you can find all that is available to you as support services, so counseling, disability services. We can have anything like connections, clubs. So make sure scan that QR code, or if you want to take a picture to that screenshot, because not necessarily because I'm having a harsh time. It could be other things like how to keep and maintain your well-being, and connections to uni, or even tips to even enhance your studies and your well-being.
And it's great. We've already made connections in the room. Yeah. The girls. Did you want to take over?
Yeah, I think that they now have more information on the kind of support and services for the city campus. So we have a team of people. I think you met some of them here today. You don't want to try to kind of remember everybody. So yeah, I think that would be. Has everybody got the Flinders app? Yeah, okay. In this campus, the student service is on level 2. So I suggest if you don't know about them, that after this you go and have a look and see what it is that they do, so that you know where everything is in case you need these kind of services in the future. Yep, so that's still part of the, yeah, we go on. Also level 2, you have the counseling and disability services. So if you have any concerns about your topics, like for example, if you feel that you need more time for assignments, or you may have some kind of disability or something like that, you do have support for that. So you can get what is known as an access plan. So if you see those people, they will give you a letter that you send to your coordinator that explains what support you need. So some people need, for example, note takers, right, or extra time for things. So you wanted to say something about this?
So about the counseling and disability services, they are also located at City Campus Level 2. There's also an office at Bedford Park. But also, if you need the support by phone call or Teams meetings, you can also do that. The person that does the counseling here, I think there are 2 people that is mainly, one is called Heidi. She also is a disability advisor. And maybe it could be one thing that you're having, like you want some support. Remember, these services are free of charge, are included in all the services for the fees that you're having and paying for studying at Flinders. Okay. And they can give you counseling. It can be one session. It could be more sessions, okay, depending on what are the situations that are going on. Sometimes they can refer you to other services as well as like me, because I can be like a liaison with your well-being and your academics as well, okay? And the other thing for disability services, remember that for that, if you have been impacted by a disability, or you are one of the main carers of someone with a disability, maybe a sibling, a parent, then they might ask you to bring some support documentation. But if you don't have some of that, because for some reason some people haven't undergone assessments or something happened and they don't have the documents, you can still talk to them and they can guide you through what other options you might have, okay?
I'm not sure if there's a slide, but the academic writing, and I think it's got...
Yeah, so there is another service that is called SLSS, Student Learning Support Services. Sometimes people think, because in many high schools and in other study places, they relate SLSS as disability services. They're not disability services. SLSS is for all students at campus. So they have 2 ways for you to have this support. So one way is that you can just go to the library, and here at level 4, they have these services. It's like drop-in services. Normally, they're trained, like the business time, I think it's around 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. pretty much. Yes. So it's an in-person service. You just go there, sit on the table, and these advisors, they will just approach you and they will ask you. They can help you with your academic writing, okay? So maybe they can help you to check your references or structure your assignment, maybe read a bit of the draft that you have put in together and provide you feedback to make you sound more professional or academic. I'm saying that I was an international student before. Well, what I was writing sound anything except English. And even if you're English-speaking, a natural speaker, still speaking or writing during the day is not the same as academic writing. So sometimes we also have issues with that. So they have that in-person service. Also, they also have another service that is called Studiosity. I don't know if have you used Studiosity before. No? So in Flow, when you access your modules, you're going to see in Flow that in the right menu, they're going to have like several links, like to assignments, to submitting the assignments, and also there's one that it says Studiosity. Studiosity is a platform that you can also access that kind of advisory academic session online. So you can book an appointment, and an advisor is going to help you with your writing. So if you cannot come to the library, you can book that, okay? Also, they have a service that is 24/7. You can submit your draft of your assignment, and they will, in less than 24 hours, provide you with a feedback, like picking up edits, misspellings, and maybe a bit of a feedback of how to sound more professional. And also, SLSS, they have some workshops they run through the year, and some of them are also available through Flow, that are for referencing, for how to write good essays for university, reports, and so on. And numbers, mathematics, you name it, you're going to find always something there to help you out, okay?
Do you want to go, or do you want me to do it? Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, I'm taking over. There was some slides there. There's laptop hire and lockers as well for you to access. So we need to, go to the next slide. What else is on level 4? Exciting adaptive technology room.
Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander student stuff.
I didn't know about the adaptive technology room. And a space, for Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders, and there's a student kitchen there as well, and there's filtered cold water. It's all animated as well. The IT guy just checking that we're all good. Level 5, they've consulted with students on creating a space that is more social on level 5 as well, and you can just hang out and relax there, which is fun. Other spaces, prayer rooms, parent rooms, and FUSA. So FUSA is the Flinders University Student Association. So there's lots of clubs you probably saw on level 2, or lots of different clubs that you can join as a student as well. All right, before we finish up too, I was just thinking I'd share with you some exciting things that are coming to the program over the next few years. So as a master's student in your second year, it'll be the very first time that we're creating a student-led agency. And I was lucky enough to have Lucy and some of her colleague or fellow students help to start the process of developing a student-led agency. So it will be led by students with mentoring from industry, and myself having experience actually in the industry and creating real-world experiences. So that's a really exciting program starting for the master's program in 26, but in 27 it'll be offered to you guys as an option in your bachelor's as well. So what will happen is it's like a work integrated learning program, but you'll be working with your classmates on real world industry projects, and in the master's program actually lasts a whole 12 months, where we get a project, work out, what all the skills are within the group, who works on what, do a delivery of a campaign proposal, provide that to the industry partner, then we negotiate how that project will work, then we implement it, implement those strategies. In the first semester, you'll then make recommendations to do, what worked, what didn't work, and then you'll get an opportunity to work on that project again for another 12 months, which will then contribute to your e-portfolio. So once you're finished your degree, your master's or bachelor's, you'll have some great examples in your portfolio to then go out in your resume as well. So that's a really exciting development in the program. So keep that in mind. Otherwise, if there's any other questions or concerns or excitement, all good? Yeah, awesome. Okay, well, I think, I don't know. Oh, FUSA. Yep.
So about FUSA, which is the Student Association, does that anybody know about them? Have you been, right? So I do recommend that you join some clubs and meet people through them, because remember that being at university is not just for study, it's also meeting people and expanding your networks and developing useful hobbies and finding out more interesting things that you're good at, right? So definitely keep in touch with them. They also organize course reps. I tend to be sent out messages from time to time when we don't have a course rep for people to volunteer to represent all other students taking the same course. And that's done through FUSA as well.
Maybe they should start a motorsports group.
That's what I'm thinking about.
Oh, yeah, and we heard from, I've forgotten.
Yeah, ISS.
You wanna, yeah.
Sun today presented in the other session, but ISS, International Student Services, they provide support to students, even with complex matters in life that maybe you might be undergoing, but also many of the social events, activities, domestic students are also invited. I was an international student before, and one of the reasons I came here is because I wanted to, expand my horizons, my viewpoints, to come and see a different country, specifically to know about Australian culture. My experience was funny. I went to Brisbane, to the University of Queensland. I registered for one of these sessions, and I arrived there, sat down, and was like, okay, this is the time to finally use my English in a English environment. And when I was going to talk to the other students, I couldn't understand anything because they all talking in Chinese. So it was my funny first experience at uni, and then I was like praying, please God, that the speakers are going to be in English, please. Thankfully, all the classes, of course, but there were many international students in that course. One of the reasons you come here, of course, you want to know people from different cultures, but mainly you want to know Australian culture and use your English. So if you're be open-minded and know from different cultures, just join these activities. Next week, they're going to have the Amazing Race Wednesday and Friday. It's pretty much just to do like a kind of clue race and meet people and team up. And it's not only for international students, it's for domestic students as well. And they also have another one about public speech that is going to be from week one to week 6, supported by other fellow students. So please come and enjoy, okay? Well, you're Corinthian if you identify as a Indigenous or Torres Strait Islander, or you know someone that might identify. There is a dedicated service for students that are Indigenous and Aboriginal students called Corinthian that is located at Bedford Park in the Student Center, which is next to the gym. But also, there is another, we saw in the previous slide that they have a floor here in level 2, is in level 4. I think it's level 4. And they provide free tutoring for students that are Indigenous, Aboriginal, advocacy, study skills. They also have their own places to sit down or to have a free snack and everything. And is a very cultural wise as well for them. So if you identify or know someone that is identifies as an Indigenous student, please let them know about this service.
So career, something that interests all of us, right? So we have a career hub. So this is one of the resources that, again, you need to have a look at and visit often, because they have quite a lot of resources there. So even if you're not looking for a job at the moment, they have kind of resources about building up a CV and getting ready for job interviews and the kinds of jobs that are out there and trends and stuff like that. So it's a useful place also.
Well, the student success well-being advisors. Flinders has something with the acronyms, so they call us the SWAS. We are three, we are acronyms. So we are 3 team members, and we are located between colleges. So I am working with HAS and Business, Government and Law. HAS is your college. And we help not only to triage you and point out you to the correct direction when you have doubts or where to go, what service to attend, but we also can help you to keep your studies on track by planning your studies, planning submissions, keep you motivated, body doubling if necessary, follow-ups if you want to. So nothing is, of course, mandatory in this case, but is whatever you think you might need, and just ask for it, and then we will try to support you as much as we can. And also navigate university systems, connect the campus, and as a case manager in case of complex matters, like sometimes we're going well and then something happened in our life, I don't know, family conflicts, someone pass away, maybe job loss, we've been evicted of our home, I don't know. Sometimes many things happen, and like trying to juggle things in life and keep up with your studies could be challenging. So if any of that happens, just feel free to come and talk to us, and we will try to sort things out with you.
So this is quite a lot of stuff that we've given you, but it's just good to keep in mind that there's a lot of services out there. Make a note of them, visit their sites so that you kind of know what's happening, and feel connected. That's very important, not to feel isolated. So I think that perhaps Lucy might be able to say something about her own experiences, or you might want to ask her as a student, right?
Yeah. Do you have any questions, or like, I'm trying to think what I should say. I've really enjoyed my master's program. I think the student-led agency is an amazing opportunity for everybody, because you'll get some of those high-level skills in managing projects, leading other people, and just understanding how to work with people. So if you have an opportunity later in your undergrad to be involved with that, highly recommend it. And yeah, go to class would be my other recommendation. I did the first year, I started in 2022 or 2020, I can't even remember. But my first year I had all online classes and really didn't get to do any FaceTime with people. And then the second year I've had heaps more in-person classes, and that's meant I got to meet people, and it's so much easier to do group projects when you see people in real life. So just, make the effort to show up and to get to know people. That would be my other piece of advice. And enjoy. Like, these are really great. Looking at all these topics, like, I've done those. And this program's great because there's so much variety. So try things, see how you go. Make the most of it. Enjoy.
Perfect person to talk to.
Yeah, that's right. So we've given you kind of a lot of information. So what do you think? Let's go around the room and see if you have questions or comments or anything.
I don't really have any questions.
To finish up.
I'm just, sort of.
Stand out for you,
All of it. I don't really know.
No, I don't have any questions, but yeah, very excited to get started, I think.
Same thing. I don't have any questions. Too excited. Yeah.
Want to just get started? Yeah. Awesome. All right. Well, get your timetable sorted, and don't be afraid to ask questions. I think that's pretty much what Chris said, our Dean of Ed, this morning as well.
Guys, next week is going to be Connect Week. So there are going to be a lot of social activities, because how you get that connected is you do connect to people, to services, to staff members, to other students. Try the clubs. Why don't you try your start in a new club? That will be awesome. And also remember that it's going to be some, you can find in the orientation planner some workshops if you want, for example, for study skills. If maybe you
say, oh, maybe that's not like an entire course. It's just a few hours that give you great tips. So maybe you don't feel that lost at the beginning. There are another workshop for managing flow for start, like to learn the ins and outs of the platform. So maybe get yourself set for it and not too confused. Okay.
Where is the City Amazing Race? Where do
It's
they-
going to be here, the Amazing Race. I can check with Sam, but normally at the counter in the level
First.
1, you can just check in
Oh.
with them, and they will just point you out to the right direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Like there was said before, there's usually a sign and directions as soon as you come up the escalator of where to go. And
One is going to be on Wednesday, and the other one is going to be on Thursday. So just make sure if you
Same
want to
day,
come,
same
that
next
doesn't
week.
clash with your classes. Okay.
yeah. Otherwise, we'll see you in class.
Yeah, and very importantly, the dates. That hopefully you all know already, but it's a very good idea to actually keep note of these when things are happening. So we're now week O, orientation week, and we start classes next week. So that's like week 1 of the semester. The 14th of March is the last day to enroll, so you can't change after that. And you can't withdraw without penalty after the 4th of April. That's what census date means. So you can withdraw up to that stage, but after that, you can't, basically. I don't think that we have exams in any of our, do we have exams? You don't, right? So we usually end after 12 or 13 weeks. So the semester will end for us at around beginning of June, basically.
I would like to emphasize the census date. Like you were saying, without penalty means that if you withdraw before that date, you won't be financially liable for the topics that you withdraw, and you won't fail if withdrawing before that date. Okay? Because if you withdraw after that, there's not going to be any refunds of those topics. So just keep trying. You're doing full time, and then you say, look, I'm not going very, very well. I'm probably it's going to be difficult to go back on track. Maybe just consider having 3 topics or 2 topics depending on your situation. And if you want, maybe you can also discuss with the enrollment course advisors or with asking or with me, so you can make an informed decision. Okay.
Right, and I think that's pretty much it. I think you've got another, I don't think we need to do the other one. I don't need that basically everything. I think you have enough information here. So any last questions or comments?
So do I just go to the support and then see if they can like?
Level 2 for
Yeah.
your enrollment test.
Yeah. Okay. Easy.
Yeah. So, and they have tours now, don't they? I've seen people going around, so I think the level 2 is the place to go to see what's happening.
For the tours in level 1 at the entry, they have the welcome hub there. There's these mentors there
Right.
doing walking tours for you to show you all the spaces, and so you can find easily and get familiar with the room. Okay?
Yep.
I think they might even do trees.
Yeah. I already went there, so sorry if you don't find donuts. No, I'm kidding. It's in the level 5, okay? There's a social spot and they have ping pong tables and football and the tables. No motors, for sorry, but
Yeah, I think if you haven't looked around, that's your chance now to look at all the levels, basically, and see what's happening there. And, yeah. Okay, thank you. And let us know if you have questions. We're always available.
Thanks for coming.
thank you.
Good job.